Hey, how's it going? Well, I'm coming to you again from my luxurious garage, and I am continuing in my Gurkha series. This is the third Gurkha that I'm going to be trying. This is the Gurkha Seduction. So you've got a nice brown wrapper. It's got a little bit of a woody aroma, a little barnyard. It smells good. Sweet wood with a little spice. I like that. That's a really nice aroma. Hmm. Sweet and woody on a cold draw. The draw is a little on the loose end, but should be just fine. It's got a very mellow body so far. I'm catching more of an aroma of that wood. Cedar, I'd call it a cedar. Mild body, a little bit leathery. The main flavor I taste is just a nice tobacco. A little bit of a spice. It's pretty pleasant. Off to a pretty good start. It's got a little bit of a sweetness to it that I like. It's almost got like a little bit of a honey kind of sweetness to it. It's very nice. I like this. So, according to GurkhaCigars.com, the Gurkha Seduction is right in the middle with a medium body. It's also what they call a medium strength, and I do appreciate the fact that next to it even has a percentage. It calls it a 40%, so it's just slightly under medium. The wrapper is an Ecuadorian Habano. The binder is Dominican Olor, and the filler is Colombian Corojo. Dominican Olor. That is not a phrase that I'm familiar with. I am quite familiar with Dominican. Just, it'll just say Dominican. But Dominican Olor, I'm not sure what that is. I've never seen that before. But I'm a newbie, so maybe that's a real common thing I just don't know about. Well, so far I would not call this a medium body. I would call it a mellow to medium. Of course, I have pretty much just started it, so it's bound to pick up. The flavors are really not very complicated at all. There is a base note of just nice tobacco. There is a tiny amount of spice. There is a little bit of sweetness. And there is a hint of woodiness. I do like the Gurkha bands. They have a little bit of an artistic flair to them. I appreciate that. They're a little bit large, but that's okay. And this one seems like it's in two pieces. You see that? That looks like two pieces. We shall find out. So the woodiness of this seems to be picking up. Very mild cedar. That's what I'd call this. I keep catching a whiff every now and then. There's like a sweet caramel note in there. It tasted like honey to start with. And now it's like, I don't know, burnt honey? Is that a thing? Can you make caramel out of honey? If you just cook honey, does that turn into caramel? Maybe, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm imagining. It's not like a peppery spiciness to it. It's a woody spice. That's why I'm thinking maybe like cedar. Because cedar is like a spicy wood. It's got like a spicy kind of smell to it. But this far in now, there is an oiliness that's building. An earthiness. I'm not getting so much of the woody flavor anymore. Not a whole lot of spice. It's really more of like an oily earthiness. It's got a little bit of a mustiness to it. So at this point, I'm going to call it a an oily, musty earth. Every now and then, I do catch a little bit of that sweetness again. It's getting deeper in there now. The body is picking up. I'm going to say it is turning into a medium body now. I'm still liking it. This is a good cigar. The draw's good. The performance has been pretty good. You can see the burn is just fine. Yeah, good cigar. Maybe like 3 times I have taken a drag, and attached to that sweetness has been some kind of a fruity. Um, couldn't be more specific than that, but there is some little fruitiness hiding inside of here, which is interesting. The sweetness of it seems to be going away. I'm not getting much of that at all anymore. I catch it on the aroma every now and then. But for the most part, at this point, I've got a deepening, oily, earthy tobacco. Alright, it's band time. And this is a pretty interesting band. I really don't want to hurt this cigar, but I cannot get the band off of it. There we go. Yeah, this is in 2 parts. Weird. So that part came off first. And it left me with that. I've never seen a band like that before. That's unique. And this part is on here so good. Come on, cigar companies, what are you doing with the bands? It's beautiful, it's artistic, I like it, it's attractive looking, brings character to your cigar. But if you make it where it will not come off, that is one of the most frustrating things. Just behind bad construction of the cigar itself, my next big peeve in cigars is when you cannot get the band off. I mean, I've had cigars that the band was on there so good that it put a big crack in it trying to get it off. I had to be so forceful trying to get the band off that it just cracked it. In the final third now, it's interesting because the oiliness is kind of giving way to the woodiness again. So now I'd say the prominent flavor is woody again. The flavors have been fairly interesting. It's kept me on my toes a little bit because it does do some very minor shifts from one flavor to another. The sweetness is pretty much gone. I'll catch it on the aroma every now and then, but I haven't tasted anything sweet in a while. But this cigar has kept me interested. Um, the first third was a little boring. The second third got really oily. And then the final third is becoming very woody. So at this point, it is getting pretty hot and squishy. Having to really be careful when I take a drag. But here at the very bottom, I am getting a very cedary kind of flavor. No sweetness at all in the past half, probably. I kind of wished that the sweetness had hung around. I was enjoying that. I would say I really enjoyed the cigar. It was not the most exciting cigar ever. The flavors were not that complicated, but it performed very well. The tobacco in these Gurkhas seemed to be very nice, premium tobacco, and this one was no different. It was interesting enough to keep me engaged, but it wasn't, super complicated or anything like that. Um, Only at the very bottom of it, I would start calling it a true medium body. But it kind of did one of those ramp ups where it starts out mellow and it just gets a little more and a little more heavy. But yeah, this is a fine cigar. I would definitely recommend it. This would be a fine cigar to give to a novice cigar smoker who has smoked a few cigars and is looking to spread their wings a little bit. I don't feel any nicotine from this. And that's just me, though. It did say it was a medium strength, but I would say it's probably a little closer to the light end of medium. Still at the bottom, don't feel any nicotine. So, for a fairly new smoker, I would definitely recommend this. It would be fun for them to sit and try to identify some flavors out of it, but it's not so complicated that it's going to overwhelm. Pretty good cigar. I liked it. Well, there's my review on the Gurkha Seduction. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.